Hey, how's it going? My name is Cole. I'm here to answer any questions you have about solar from the comfort of your own home. And today's question is, how much money will I save with solar? This is the most common question that I get, and honestly is the biggest benefit of going solar. So knowing how much you can save will definitely determine whether getting solar is right for you or not. So getting started, saving money with solar, it's not as simple as buying a cheaper product and knowing the savings right off the bat, right? It's not like buying a store brand cereal compared to Frosted Flakes. So knowing how much you will save requires 4 pieces of information. That first piece of information is your yearly kilowatt hour usage or your monthly average usage from your utility bill. You can find these numbers right under this daily usage comparison, and you can find your average daily kilowatt hour usage. The second thing we're gonna need is we're gonna need to know your utility rate per kilowatt hour in the state that you live in. Now, if you're in California, that kilowatt hour rate is 23 cents per kilowatt hour, but other states it averages around 12 to 13 cents. The third piece of information we're gonna need is we're gonna need to know your peak daily sun hours. The reason why is because we need to know how many peak sun hours your solar panels are gonna get so that we can know the peak production times and the amount of peak production time that your solar will generate for your house. And then the last thing is future energy usage. If we're gonna set up a system that's covering all your energy usage so that you're not buying energy from the utility company anymore, we wanna make sure that you are covering things that you're gonna use in the future. Those things include electric cars, pools, hot tubs, heaters, and any big house appliances that you're going to add to your house that you don't already use. Now, if you're gonna swap out a fridge, most cases is that the fridge you're getting is actually new and gonna use less energy. But anything added on of what you're already using now, we're gonna make sure we're gonna wanna take that and add that percentage offset. Now, we could take all this information to find your right system size. But doing all those calculations is kind of confusing. So I've made a calculator down below in the description, and you could just put your monthly utility bill in and it'll spit out what kind of system size you need if you're wanting to cover 100% of your energy usage. Now, once we find your system size and your utility rate, we can calculate your savings. For a visual representation here on the screen, this is why you could save money with getting solar panels. As you can see in the yellow, your utility bill has been increasing at a steady rate every single year due to the pricing from the utility company. The utility company has complete control over what they charge you, just like if you were renting an apartment from a landlord. And over about 25 years, we've seen a 4% average inflation. But you could see how you're gonna save money because your solar payment is gonna be steady and then it's eventually gonna drop off. So in 1998, a nationwide average price per kilowatt was about 8 cents. Here it shows $8.26, but that's showing the per watt usage. We can actually take that number and divide it by 1,000 and get the per kilowatt hour utility rate. Now, if you're in California, in 2021, the kilowatt hour rate was 23 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's a pretty drastic jump. And I did the calculations, and that averages about 4% inflation every single year in California. Now, let's say in California, your bill is about an average $250 a month. With the utility rate, you would be using around 1,072 kilowatt hours a month. And with covering 100% of your energy with a 20% offset, you would need about a 12.33 kilowatt system size. That 20% offset is taking into account like electric cars, pools, heaters, appliances, like I said before. And should be able to cover all the energy usage you need now and in the future. So if we take the 12.33 kilowatt system size times a $3.35 per watt price point, you're looking at a $41,000 system cost. Now, that total amount is not relevant if you're gonna do financing or leasing. Financing, you're just gonna look at a monthly solar bill. But if you're doing cash, that upfront payment, that full amount is important to know. So in 2022, if you take into account the 26% tax credit, your system is gonna drop from that $41,000 to $30,566. Now, I do wanna keep you guys in mind, we're in 2022, and that tax credit is gonna stay at 26%, but in 2023, that's gonna drop down to 22%. And in 2024, 2 years later, for residential homes, that tax credit is going to drop down to 0%. It's going to stay at 10% for commercial buildings, but for residentially, it's going to be 0%. So just keeping that in mind. Now, if we take your system size and we divide that by a 25-year payment plan, that's going to be $118.64 per month for your solar bill. So compared to $250 a month, we're basically cutting your electricity bill in half. Now, you would still get a utility bill in the mail, so don't be warned. But most likely, if you are set up for net energy metering and you don't have a battery, your utility bill is going to look like this. It's going to be a negative charge, a quote-unquote credit, that basically says the utility company owes you the energy that you produced, that you haven't used that, and you can continue to use that energy. If you want to learn more about net energy metering, there's also a video on my YouTube channel that I'll pull up right here, and that is basically does solar work at night, and I just cover net energy metering in that video as well. Now, to be connected to the grid, there is a fee to be connected to the grid. It's about $9 to $20 a month to be connected, but that's super minuscule compared to the amount of savings you're going to be saving with a $250 a month average utility bill. Now, let's just say you decided, solar's not really for me. I don't really want to go through that whole process. Over 25 years, you're going to end up spending $132,000 with that 4% inflation every single year. And if you decide to go solar, you're only going to end up spending $35,000 with solar, netting you a $97,000 savings over 25 years just by choosing the cheaper option for something that you're going to get anyways, right? We all need electricity. Why not choose a cheaper option? So I set up a little chart here for estimated monthly payments. You could look at an average utility bill in this range and see what you could potentially be paying for solar. And these are just estimated because it really depends on your actual monthly and yearly usage. And keep in mind, those solar bills are only this year with its 26% tax credit. So keep that in mind. Next year, it might be a tiny bit higher, but if the consultant you're working with kind of drops the price to kind of average out those price points, it should stay somewhere around the same price. Now, I also made a chart for estimated 25-year savings for California, and this is why you guys came to video, to see how much you would save with solar. So if you look at the chart here, and you could pause the video, looking at the range you're in the average utility bill section, you could see how much money you could save over 25 years based on your average utility bill. So you could see from $100 a month, you could save $38,000 over 25 years. But if you spend $500 a month with a utility company, you could almost expect to save $190,000 over 25 years, just by making a super simple switch to something that is cheaper and more economical for your situation. So if you want to actually put in your average utility bill and see a more accurate estimated savings report, you could use the calculator on my website, and I'll link that down in the description. And it's super simple. Just click on the state you're in. I have California, Arizona, Texas, and Florida on there right now. And then just put in your average utility bill, and it should spit out your 25-year savings. And I also have on there the 25-year savings with the 26% tax credit, 22% tax credit, and 0% tax credit, so that you could see, should I get solar now, should I get solar later, and have a more sound decision based on more information that you have. Now, like I said, these are only estimates. It really depends on your actual yearly or monthly kilowatt hour usage. And if you want to see an accurate savings report, an accurate solar bill, or an accurate solar design for your house, you could text or call me at this number, 219-776-3138, or you can email me at my personal email, colesworld@gmail.com. And what I'll ask you to do is send me a text or an email with your name and say, hey Cole, this is Jay. I saw your YouTube video on blah, 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 or savings on solar. I was wondering if I could get an accurate savings report for my house. Say that, and then what I'll respond with is, okay, great, Jay, just go ahead and send me your utility bill so that I can get your actual usage. I'll put that into our software, and our software will spit out those accurate savings report, monthly solar bill, and accurate solar design. So if you guys want to do that, awesome. I'm more than willing to help. But even if you guys don't choose me to be your energy consultant, it really doesn't matter to me. I really wanted to make this video to help you guys out and educate you guys on solar so that you're making the most sound decision possible and you know everything about solar going into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look look forward to more videos like this, answering more questions. And if you haven't seen a question answered that you have a question about solar, leave that comment down in the comment down below and I'll make that video as soon as possible. So if you guys like this video, leave a like as always and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.